What's up guys? In today's video, we're gonna talk about how to clay your vehicle. I'm gonna break down what a clay bar is, why you would want to clay your car, and give you some pro tips on the whole process. Let's get into the video. You hear that? All right, so we got this Tesla Model 3 out here at our detail shop. I have taken some waterless wash and wiped off the lid of this trunk. I want to give you guys an example of why we would want to clay the vehicle. So we have a clean surface right here, but I'm gonna grab my mic so you guys can really hear this. When I run my hand over, you hear that? Got a rough feel. The surface is not smooth. All right, so this rough feel could be two different things. It could be paint overspray, or it could be bonding contaminants from smog or exhaust from other vehicles. Regardless of which one of those things it is, clay bar is gonna get it off and make this nice and smooth. Okay, so I have a fine grade clay bar out here, and I have a medium grade, which would be the most aggressive. I also have some clay lube right here, Shine Mist from shinesupply. You always want to use a proper lubricant with your clay bar so that you are preventing marring in the surface, and you're also getting the grab you need so the bar can do its job. If you just grab any traditional detail spray or even try to use soap, a lot of times it's providing too much lubricant and you don't get the bite you need to actually pull the contaminants off the surface. Okay, so there's some misconceptions about clay. Some people think clay removes scratches, takes out oxidation. It's kind of funny. There's all kinds of myths about what clay does. Clay serves one purpose, and that is to get contaminants off your surface and make your paint smooth. It's the only function it has. All right, so let's talk about how to make the proper selection on what bar you're gonna use to clay your paint. So being that these contaminants, they're significant, but it's not really bad like you'd see like on a vehicle that would be older. So my rule of thumb is always start with the least aggressive method possible. So that would be the fine grade bar. So I'm gonna grab the white bar. I'm gonna do a small section real quick, spot check it, make sure it's smooth. If it is, I'm gonna move forward with the white bar. If I do a small section, check it, I don't have the results that I'm expecting, I'm gonna jump up from there and use the medium bar. But don't start with the most aggressive bar and then realize you might not have needed to go that aggressive. All right, so let's do a little section right here. So the steps to clay, we are going to mist some of our lube. This just sounded funny, huh? We're gonna mist some of our lubricant on a small area. I recommend not trying to do an entire area like this at once. Mist it on a small section, especially if you're outdoors and the sun was out. You wanna keep it in a tight area so that your product doesn't dry up on you. Let's mist it, we'll mist a little bit on the bar. Now, I like to cup this in my hand, have my fingers touching the finish instead of holding it like this. It's real easy for the bar to slip out of your hand onto the ground. It's gonna pick up debris, you're gonna have to chuck it. Hold the bar, thumb on the side, fingers down, you kind of make a cage for the bar, and it's just back and forth motion. It's not circles, you're not gonna get an even finish with that. It doesn't matter if you go this way, sideways, or even diagonal, but again, you don't wanna do circles or you'll have areas where you've missed. With claying, it's really taking a mental note on the area you've been in, because it's really hard to see the process taking place as you're claying. It's more tracking in your mind the area that you've gone over, wiping with your towel, and then checking the surface to make sure it's smooth. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my mic in close so you guys can hear the difference. Here's the test spot I just did. Buttery smooth. Can't hear anything. Watch when we slide over here. So that showed me the white bar was sufficient to pull off the contaminants. I don't need to use the more aggressive bar, and I'm gonna move forward with that fine grade bar. We've just discussed how to tell that the vehicle has bonded contaminants, you know, with feeling it and feeling that it's not smooth. But another way on lighter vehicles, you can tell that it has contaminants is after you wash the vehicle, you're gonna see these small little orange dots everywhere. That is actually small dots of surface rust from the smog or exhaust from other vehicles. Now on dark color vehicles, because you don't have the contrast, you're not gonna see those little dots. Doesn't mean they're not still there. That's why I recommend the best way to check to know if your vehicle needs to be clayed is to rub an open palm, not the back of your hand, but face down palm on the vehicle after you've washed it. And when it feels rough, that's when you know you need a clay bar. All right, so pro tip for you guys, as you're claying, wipe the product off behind you with a microfiber towel. So you're obviously doing that during your test spot because you want to check your work, but as you proceed forward, after you clay each section, wipe off the residual with the microfiber towel. Because if you don't, you're gonna go around your car, you have all that residual lubricant mixed with the clay product on your paint. It's really difficult to get it off. So wipe it off as you go. It makes it super easy. So check it out, after doing the trunk lid, this is a brand new bar. You can see all the grime, it's pulling off the paint into the bar. So one thing I want you guys to do is as you're claying, take a look at your bar, because if you're claying a vehicle that has heavy contaminants, this is gonna be loading up a lot faster than this car right here that just has a little bit of contaminants on it. And you want to knead the bar to get to a clean section of clay. Then you can keep moving forward. All right guys, come in close. Let's give you guys a pro tip on these bottom sections of the vehicle. So when you come in to clay these lower rocker panels, what I like to do is just take the corner of the bar and break off a corner so that you're not getting heavier grime in your entire bar, and just use a piece of clay for the lower section, lower few inches of the vehicle so you don't trash your whole bar. And then when you're done with this, you can just chuck it. Now, what you're gonna find is there are gonna be some stuff on these lower rockers, like you can see these little spray ups right here. That's probably some road tar. That needs to be addressed with a solvent. We like to use Terminator. So if you try to get road tar off with a clay, you're gonna be fighting it. So after claying that, grab some solvent, go over these lower rocker panels, it'll pull that stuff right off. So you might wonder, how often do I need to clay my vehicle? It's almost impossible to answer that. That's why you just need a that's why you need a period. All right, I get done laughing at myself. That's why occasionally you just need to check the finish. You need to wash it, dry it, run your hand over it, check. If it feels rough, then you know you need a clay. Cars are subject to so many different conditions in so many parts of the nation. It's impossible to say how often. It's something you just need to inspect. And when you feel that rough feel, you know you need to clay your vehicle. Everyone's giving me instructions on how to do this video right, but let's try this one more time. So let me give you, oh my gosh, dude, we're a mess, huh? All right, so I wanna give you guys a pro tip on how to use something like an iron removing product that essentially is gonna act almost like a liquid clay. At our detail shop, we like to use this in conjunction with the clay. So during our wash process, we will use the Smooth Move initially to pull out some of those deeper embedded contaminants. And what that does is that after using Smooth Move, once we come into our clay bar session, the Smooth Move iron remover has done a bulk of the work, and we can spend a lot less time claying because this has done a lot of the work for us. And if you're interested in hearing some more in-depth pro tips on this product, make sure you watch the video I did on ceramic coating maintenance. I really break down how to utilize this in a maintenance regimen for a vehicle that's ceramic coated. All right, quick summary of the two bars is, again, the fine grade will be for light contaminants, typically a newer vehicle. The medium grade will be for heavier contaminants, typically an older vehicle or heavy overspray that you'd have on a car. Now, after you get done claying, if you're wondering what would I do after that, you could utilize something like our Punch It ceramic detailer, which has some protection in it. You could go over the paint, reintroduce some protection back to the finish, or you could proceed to polishing, sealing, coating, whatever you're gonna do after that. Bottom line, anytime you clay bar, make sure you follow it with some kind of detail spray at minimum that has some light protection in it, because now you have bare paint. So at minimum, you'd want to use some type of detail spray that had some protection in it, or a wax, or a sealant. So, as always, we appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope, all right, we appreciate you guys watching. Hope you found some helpful information in this video. As always, any questions, comments, leave them below. We're always happy to help. We'll see you in the next video.